Hi, this video is from interview.com. Interview.com is a job portal. In this video, I'm going to talk about what is an aspect in Spring AOP. I've written a very simple code to explain at before annotation aspect. So, an aspect is a common feature that's typically scattered across methods, classes, such that logging, security, and auditing, etc. I'll give you an example. I have a service method called add hotel. I want to add an hotel to my database. Okay, just a simple service method, and I want to log whenever add hotel method is called. I want to log. I want to do a logging here. Okay, and I can do security also here. So, but I don't want the real code to be included here. So somewhere I'll configure it, and whenever add hotel method is called, the logging method should be call. So I don't, without clubbing the cross-cutting code here, I want it. So how do I do it? I can do using aspect. So I have a class called aspect, tracing aspect and marked with aspect, and I have to say which method point and expressions I have to give. So add before annotation I have to use. This is the advice. This is one of the type of advice, and here I'm giving the point get expression. Why do we need point get expression? Because I have to inform the Spring framework whenever add hotel method is called in this service, call this logging method. I want to repeat, this is an advice, this is a point get expression. Here I am informing to Spring framework saying that whenever add hotel method is called in my service layer, call this logging method. Okay, so I configure it, but I don't have the real code here. I don't have the real code, but using proxy concept, before calling this method, a logging method will be called. Okay, how exactly it works I'll explain you when I show you the demo. So let me run this program so that you can understand. And before that, I just want to mention about the enable. So you have to enable this aspect, enable aspect J auto proxy in your configuration file, otherwise your aspects will not be detected and recognized by the Spring framework. Okay, so let me run this in a debug mode. I'm going to run this in a debug mode. My bean is going to be created. It's not a normal new of IMPL object. It's a proxy object, JDK proxy object created by the Spring framework. Okay, so let me show you the object. It's different actually. It's not the normal one created by the Spring framework. So if you click here and if you see this object, it's not a normal object, it's a proxy object. So JDK dynamic DOP proxy object they are creating. And what is that exactly? So when you create a proxy object, what happens? An add hotel method, wrapper method will be created. Inside that, my advice method will be called and my target method will be called. That's what the intention is. Before calling this method, I want the logging method to be called. Okay, this logging method to be called. Now what they're doing is, so they will create a proxy method, proxy object and wrapper method. Inside that, these two methods, the target method will be called. So they are generating the code dynamically. Okay, so now when I call this, it will not go to my real target object, but it will go to trace before method. Okay, so this is my intention. I have configured it. Whenever add method is called, add hotel method is called, call this. Okay, now we are able to reach our target method. So this is how the aspect is working before add before advice works. Hope this video is useful and informative. If you like this video, please click the like button. Thank you and all the best.